We now have an update after the state threw away thousands of dollars in raw milk. Now, this happened on a Cass County dairy farm.
Representatives from the Michigan Department of Agriculture and Rural Development, or MDARD, were back at the farm today to dispose of more products. 13 on Your Side's newest member, Callie Lichter, tells us how much money the farm operators think they lost.
This morning, 2 staff from MDARD came to Nourish Cooperative to oversee the disposal of the rest of the raw dairy products into this dumpster that you see behind me. Now, speaking to a manager at the cooperative, she estimates that they lost about $90,000 worth of product, but are still waiting on that official number from the department.
But they came on that day with a cease and desist letter already printed out.
Nourish co-founder Ashley Armstrong says there were some issues with the labels on the raw dairy product, but that it was taken care of by their team.
And yet we still were told it's illegal to sell raw dairy as pet food, and all of it had to be destroyed.
Since there was not enough room in the dumpster, MDARD came out for a third time Thursday to dispose of the rest of the product. MDARD says with limited exception, raw dairy products are not allowed to be sold in the state. Armstrong doesn't agree with that interpretation.
That I can drive to a pet food store throughout the state of Michigan and buy raw goat milk. So I'm a little bit confused as to why we can't.
Armstrong says they applied for a pet food license this past March, and MDARD says they worked with Nourish to get them properly licensed to sell human and animal foods.
So everything else is fine to sell now. Like that's what it's just funny that like they say, okay, it's good now. Everything is good except for the raw dairy. But I don't think that we are going to be able to sell raw dairy based on what they're telling us.
Starting as a startup last September, Nourish says the regulations, like ones on raw dairy, hurt small-scale farming.
I wish that there weren't as many like really tight, stringent regulations that make it really hard to do that, because the regulations allow for larger farms, big agriculture companies to really take hold of certain food industries.
Now, in a statement earlier this week to 13 on Your Side, MDARD did say that they are working with Nourish to help them get into compliance with regulatory requirements. In Marcellus, I'm Callie Lichter, 13 on Your Side.